the modulus of the filament and matrix. It can be further simplified. T VM EF equals to VM EF plus VF EM.
Just a warning, if you're not in this class, this will be pretty boring.
This is the equation you are going to use to calculate transverse modulus of the composites for each component: filament, matrix, filament, matrix. If you know what is a filament, what is a material filament, what is the material for matrix, and you will know what is the modulus, and then you figure out how much volume fraction you want to have for the filament, and then the other thing should be matrix. You have everything on the right, usually, by design, because composites is kind of design material. By design, you are going to choose each component, and corresponding to each component, you're going to choose how much volume fraction you want to have. And then this is a transverse modulus you can achieve. So this is the equation for us to calculate transverse modulus. And we have longitudinal modulus, we have transverse modulus. Of course, we will have shear modulus, Poisson's ratio. Everything should be related. So I'm going to skip the derivation of shear modulus, but I'm going to derive Poisson's ratio. Okay? Because shear modulus derivation is pretty straightforward, and even the equation is very similar with this one. It's GM, GF, VM, GF plus VM, VF, GI. Look at these two equations. I just simply replace the Young's modulus with the shear modulus. G, shear modulus. Shear modulus, GF, shear modulus of filament. GM is the shear modulus of matrix. GLT is the shear modulus of the whole composites you can achieve. Okay, so this is the equation for modulus. And then Poisson's ratio is tricky. This is the thing I want to emphasize. Poisson's ratio is not that easy. This is filament, height Lm divided by 2, Lm divided by 2. And this is LF. Total height is LT. T stands for transverse direction. So we have two definitions for Poisson's ratio. In Hooke's law or in mechanics materials in 321, you have learned something about Poisson's ratio. What is the definition of Poisson's ratio? Why do you have Poisson's ratio? Poisson's ratio means when you apply a tensor loading and the cross-section is decreasing, the area of the cross-section is decreasing. This is your material. If it is not composites, everywhere is the same material, you apply a tensor loading along this way, the cross-section, the area of the cross-section should be decreasing. The reduction of the area along transverse direction divided by the elongation along the longitudinal direction, that quantity is the Poisson's ratio. So you input 0.33 in answers. Every time you just use 0.3. That quantity means the reduction along the transverse direction divided by the elongation along the longitudinal direction. That is the ratio. Okay? Most materials have the same ratio, 0.3. But some materials have different Poisson's ratio. That means you apply a loading along this direction, the reduction along this direction could be different for different materials. For composites, you can imagine if I apply a loading along this direction, you have reduction. So this is one Poisson's ratio. If I apply my loading along this direction, you have reduction along this direction. That is another Poisson's ratio. These two Poisson's ratio is different. So this Poisson's ratio is called major Poisson's ratio. So this is first quantity we want to define. Mu LT is defined as epsilon T divided by epsilon L. This is Poisson's ratio when I'm trying to apply a loading along longitudinal direction. You will have reduction along transverse direction. So this is the strain along transverse direction. This is the strain along longitudinal direction. Elongation, reduction. Okay? Reduction divided by the elongation. You get the Poisson's ratio. This is the first Poisson's ratio, so-called major Poisson's ratio. And we're going to derive, I'm going to introduce another one later. I'm going to derive what is the relation between this major Poisson's ratio and then the Poisson's ratio of the filament and the matrix itself, because you are combining two materials. Each material has its own Poisson's ratio. What is the relation between the Poisson's ratio of the whole composites and the Poisson's ratio of each material? So according to this, I'm going to derive what is the elongation along the transverse direction. Elongation will be epsilon T times LT, right? Elongation along transverse direction, strain times the length, strain times the height. And then what is epsilon T according to this equation? I just get epsilon T is mu LT times epsilon L times LT. This is from the first equation, right? Epsilon T is equal to mu LT times epsilon L. So this is the elongation along the transverse direction. We look at the elongation along the transverse direction in another way. The elongation of the whole composites should be a summation of the elongation of the filaments and the matrix. Dash F is the filaments elongation along transverse direction. Tm is the elongation of the matrix along the transverse direction. So, and then what is mu F? This is Poisson's ratio of filament. By definition, Poisson's ratio of filament is equal to epsilon T F divided by epsilon L. By definition, Poisson's ratio of filaments should be the reduction of the filaments along transverse direction divided by the elongation along longitudinal direction. Right? From here to here, you need to understand. By definition, this is the definition. Poisson's ratio of filaments equal to reduction divided by the elongation. But this reduction is the reduction of filament only, T dash F. Okay? And then we can further rewrite this equation. Mu F equal to this one. The strain of the filament along transverse direction is equal to the elongation of transverse direction divided by LT, epsilon L. I just rewrite this term. The strain of the filaments along transverse direction is the elongation of filaments along transverse direction divided by its original height, LT. Right? So it's equal to delta TF LT epsilon L. And from this equation, you can derive delta TF equal to mu F LT epsilon L. Because I'm trying to use this equation, I need to derive term by term, and then I can use that equation. So up to here, I have derived delta TF is here, and delta T is the first equation. Another term I need to derive, what is delta Tm, right? So delta Tm, you follow the same pattern. Mu m will be equal to epsilon Tm divided by L. I just simply, if I finish the derivation of this one, I'm going to replace what of the F with M. Everything should be valid. So from this equation, you can derive delta Tm equal to mu m LT E m. This is the third term. And then we come back to that equation. We come back to this equation. So on the left is mu LT epsilon L LT. Right? Delta T equal to this. Right? I rewrite delta T as this term we have derived. And then this term, delta TF, is equal to this. So mu F LT epsilon L. And delta Tm is this term plus mu M LT epsilon. Sorry, this is epsilon L. There's a typo here. Mu M LT LM. I should replace all of the here epsilon here. This one I had a typo here. This is F. This is F. This is F. So this is F. I had a typo here. Sorry. Not LT from here. I go back to check this derivation, okay? We're going to revisit this derivation here. Poisson's ratio of the filament should be the reduction of the strain along transverse direction divided by the elongation of that one. So, and then we need to figure out what is the strain of the filaments along transverse direction should be the elongation divided by the height of the filament divided by the filament, LF. That is how come we should have LF, the height of filament. So, and then corresponding to that, this one should be mu M LM epsilon L. I just, from this equation, I just replace one of F with M. Mu F LF epsilon L. I'm going to replace F with M. This one becomes M. This one becomes M. This one becomes M. Okay. And then it is consistent. So this is F. This is M epsilon L. Mu F LF mu M LM. Awesome. And epsilon L everywhere is the same. You can take this away, right? So you have mu LT times LT equals to mu F LF plus mu M LM. And then divide LT on both sides. You will get mu LT equals to mu F LF divided by LT plus mu M LM divided by LT. And then what is this? Again, this is height of the filament. This is the total height of the composites. This becomes volume fraction again of the filament. This one is the height of matrix. This one height of matrix, height of the composites. So you get volume fraction for the matrix again. So this is a relation mu LT equals to mu F times VF plus mu M VF. This is an equation you are going to need to calculate the major Poisson's ratio when you have the Poisson's ratio of the filament and the matrix. This term is the Poisson's ratio of the filament. This term is the Poisson's ratio of matrix. And you have volume fraction. You can calculate that one. One more minute. As I said, the major Poisson's ratio is different from minus Poisson's ratio. So we have another quantity. Minor Poisson's ratio. Major Poisson's ratio is the Poisson's ratio of the reduction of this direction divided by the elongation of this direction. Minor Poisson's ratio is the reduction of this direction divided by the elongation of this direction. They are different. I'm not going to derive it. You can just use that formula, follow the same procedure and derive it.
Sorry, the last example.
That one defined as mu TL equals to ET EL mu f vf
First is
plus
obviously
mu
vice
m
versa.
vm. This is the equation for us to calculate minor Poisson's ratio. This is the modulus of the
T over L.
transverse modulus of the composites. This is the longitudinal modulus. You have calculated this in the very beginning. We derived this. And this is the Poisson's ratio of filaments. This is the Poisson's ratio of matrix. This is the volume fraction. So we derived 6 quantities. 1, 2, 5 quantities.
Right.
2 modulus, 1 shear modulus, 2 Poisson's ratios. This class. Next Monday, I'm going to do several examples how to use these equations to calculate the modulus and Poisson's ratio of composites. And if you want to stay here to do homework, Chris will be here, I'm going to be here. I have the solution with me. Okay? And also, do you want me to go through this solution with you? Line by line?
Yes.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not that good at script file, frankly speaking.